Hello everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video. This is Joey Plays and Build, where we play and build Jurassic Park. Now I post a community post of a poll of 4 dinosaurs you guys want me to build next, and the majority of you guys want to see the Alamosaurus. Don't worry, the other dinosaurs like Iguanodon, Stegosaurus, and Apatosaurus, they all going to be in this park. So we're gonna see the builds as we go, but the Alamosaurus wins the poll, and that's what we are building, the Alamosaurus habitat. And this is a big one, and I'll say this, it's not quite done. This took me at least 6 hours, no joke. I started around 10 in the morning, and right now it's 2. So it's a long and stressful build, yet a fun one, because I got a lot of inspiration from this build from the zoo that I go to, and some of the image that I found in Google, and one of them was the sanctuary elephant park in Africa called the African Bush Camp. And there's so many pictures that I get so inspired, so you're probably gonna see it here in this build, and I'm probably gonna describe it as the best way I can. So today, right now, I am building the entrance, and this was based on a zoo that I go like every once a year. It's the Fresno Caffee Zoo. It's one of my favorite zoos. I love going there because they actually do have some nice exhibits, and one of them was the African Adventure, where they have this awesome huge safari with multiple species of African African animals, such as the elephants, the rhinos, the kudus, every animal that you see in an African safari. It's really big, and one of the biggest was their entrance. And their entrance is amazing. Like, you could tell it's an African park without even knowing it's an African park. They have the landscape, the trees, the textures. Like, you go in it, you already know you're in an African exhibit, which I'm trying okay, one thing is, I don't like duplicating or recreating things that already exist or things that are already made. So this is not a recreation. Well, we can't recreate stuff in Jurassic Park. One of them is that we don't have custom signs. As you can see, I'm using the Jurassic Tour sign because there is a Jurassic Tour here in this exhibit, but I would love to have your custom made signs, right? You could type your own sign, and this is one thing that I really want in the game. Hopefully it is possible we could make your own type of customizations, whatever signs, whatever banners, posters, whatever in this game. But for now, I'm using the Jurassic Park tour sign. So it's the Alamosaurus habitat. That's basically what that sign is saying. But yeah, hopefully we do get some customizations of some sort of a sign. But yeah, this is the entrance to the park. So fast forward to the build. We are building the viewing for the Alamosaurus, and this is based on the Google image of the African bush camp. I think it's from Zimbabwe or Botswana, one of them, or there's multiple of them, but it's a nice view where guests could sit while watching the elephants from the distance. And when I saw that, I'm like, wow, this is so beautiful, and it inspires me to build this. And I'm so glad that it is an Alamosaurus or some sort of sauropod, because I felt like the sauropod really does make sense for this type of environment. Especially, we have the Jurassic Park style chairs and tables, which it's perfect along the theming of what I'm going for. Fortunately though, and I'm still gonna keep bothering this, I don't care, I want people, or the guests, the AIs in this game, to sit on it. These are lovely chairs and tables, and it's a shame no one is sitting on it. So please Frontier, can we have some sort of a way to have guests sit on it? But yeah, it's the African bush camps, and It's one of those things that I felt like everybody should go before they die. It's beautiful. I seen image, I seen videos. It is a sight to see, and and this is kind of like an homage to pay an inspiration of that beautiful reserve with the Alamosaurus habitat. So now we are building the actual habitat with the Alamosaurus. But first, again, with the inspiration of the African bush camps, this image that I found in Google, again, really inspired me. So they have huts there, and I think that's where the hotels are at, or the staff reserve. I'm not quite sure, but I'm using the Jurassic Park hotels because they do kind of resembles as huts anyways, and I feel like it's perfect for a little a hotel right in the middle of the Alamosaurus habitat. And I've been doing this in the past using the hotel as a viewing gallery because somewhat we do tend to forget that they are viewing galleries as well. So I'm using that as an advantage for this build, using hotels as a viewing gallery. So now we are building the habitat itself. Again, based on that image, I'm going to use as much patches of water as possible. Now, again, I just said it in earlier, I don't like recreating or copying habitats, but this is an exception. I really love that image, and I kind of want to recreate somewhat of that. So using the water and shrubs kind of blends into that type of environment. And of course, the Alamosaurus needs, which is tall nut and some forest, and they still need a lot. However, this is only like 60% of their habitat. As you could see, there's more room, but this is just one half. So hopefully we'll get their needs up and running. But yeah, there it is. That's the habitat, and it kind of like resembles the picture, right? Now we are heading to, in my opinion, the not really necessary, but I really kind of want to add it because again, we're going with inspiration and we're going back to Fresno Caffee Zoo, and in the African adventure they have this lovely giraffe exhibit, but there's an attraction to it, and it's the giraffe feeding. But before we get here, I want to thank Jacob the X-Waddle for this idea. So this is somewhat resembles of a tunnel, and we don't have tunnels in this game, but we do have these Jurassic Park arches. Now, if you squeeze them close enough tightly, which I did a poor job doing that, but you can make an actual tunnel. And I kind of want to make some sort of tunnel so they make guests not be aware of where they're heading, but where they're heading is of course the viewing tower, but it's not really a viewing tower. Let me explain. At the Fresno Caffee Zoo, there's a giraffe exhibit where you could feed the giraffe. I think it's common in every zoos, they do have this, but here we don't have Alamosaurus feeding, but I tend to pretend that this is what it seems to be an Alamosaurus feeding, which I placed their tall nut, I think that's the resource, yeah, tall nut right in the covered in the tower. So hopefully the Alamosaurus can go to that side of the viewing tower. As you see, called tall nut everywhere, and hopefully it pretends that the guests are feeding the Alamosaurus. And yeah, that's the build right there. Okay guys, welcome to, okay, I'm gonna call it the Cretaceous Adventure. That's what I'm calling it. I know it's original, right? But this is Cretaceous Adventure. We're gonna see some of our lovely Cretaceous dinosaurs. That's the sign, of course, says Cretaceous Adventure. Again, all of this is kind of loosely based on the Cafe Fresno Zoo, and we go right here. You can see, oh, we can see the Alamosaurus right in the distance. So this is the viewing seating area. Again, this is based from the African bush camps. I think it's from Zimbabwe, I believe. But look at that. We see our Alamosaurus. Now their needs aren't up, they're down because they need a ton of space. Also, the park is not done. It's like, I'll say 40% done. See? They have a lot of space to roam around. Just block this off here because I just want to make an Alamosaurus video really quick. But yeah, this took me like 6 hours, I believe. 6 hours of all of this stuff. And it's not quite finished. But yeah, we have two Alamosaurus. But if you go this way, you see there's a tunnel. Now, unfortunately, though, I tried this with the Jeep, the tour ride, and it can't go through the arches, which is a shame. I still want some sort of tunnel ride in the future. Maybe we will get that in the future, but yeah, look at that. It's not symmetrical, so don't blast me on that. It's really hard to place them if you can't even see the path. But yeah, it's like a little tunnel, and then you head into this viewing tower, which is kind of like what is it? A giraffe feeding type. So it's like an Alamosaurus feeding type. I should have lowered this a little bit down, right? Because I doubt the Alamosaurus is this big. But it seems like you know there's the food here. So let's say the Alamosaurus comes here, eat this lovely tall nut. I totally forgot what the actual term for this, but I call it tall nut. And the guests could like pretend, right? We all pretend in this game that they're feeding the Alamosaurus if the Alamosaurus comes here in this side. So the whole layout of the habitat is based on that picture, that image from the African bush camp. Some of the forests I use are these tropical large tree, number two, I believe, and number three. Also using the Mediterranean trees because they do look like African trees, if I'm describing it precisely. And here are our Alamosaurus. The skin pattern is Sorana Desert and Rana. Basically their default skin pattern. I didn't really change that much. Look how bulky they are. I really like their spikes. I love their flat little nose. I think this is a social animation, so we could just chill here for a bit and see what's going on. But yeah, like Alamosaurus, I wasn't expecting Alamosaurus, to be quite honest. I would thought Argentinosaurus would make it before Alamosaurus, but here we are. Alamosaurus made it into the game. That is so sweet. One thing I really like about the Alamosaurus is that this is just a me thing. They remind me of Littlefoot from Land Before Time. I don't know why. I think Littlefoot is an Apatosaurus, but just because of their little square like mouth. But yeah, their needs are not up. They aren't satisfied with this beautiful exhibit, which is a shame. But again, you see all that patches of land? Yeah, we're not done with this map. I mean, with this attraction yet. It's a big attraction. It's a safari attraction. So, future plans. Again, where the Jurassic tour would, I believe it's gonna cross here, and it's gonna circle around, and it's gonna transition into here. We're gonna have more of those type of viewing galleries, just like we did over here. So more seating arrangement and all of that stuff. And I'm gonna add some of the most famous Cretaceous dinosaurs like Edmontosaurus and Ankylosaurus and all that good stuff. And I have no plans for this side yet, but since we have the raptors here, I think it makes sense to have carnivores in this side and then herbivores in this side. But yeah, guys, this is the Alamosaurus safari habitat. Oh no. It's the Cretaceous adventure we're going for. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like the habitat if you like it. Again, we're not done here, so please subscribe. Press the subscribe button because we're gonna have a lot of fun making this build as we go. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next build.